And we are live now. Thank you very much, everybody. I want to thank all of the people who's right now during this live class here with us. Thank you very much for being here tonight. And also the people who's watching this video later, because as you know, this is part of a series of videos in which I have live classes for the channel, and this is going to be part of a playlist. Now, this is Mike, and today is Saturday, October 14, 2023. It is 7:30 p.m. in Colombia, and this is another live class, as I said. I'm sorry, I want to apologize. It's been like about 2 weeks. Hey, it's Irina. Thank you for being here, always with us. A die-hard fan. Thank you very much. It's been about 2 weeks since we have our last live class, pretty much. But we have visitors from abroad, family that came to visit us from abroad. So we wanted to spend quality time with them during these past 2 weeks. We did indeed. And now they're gone and I'm back. So, anyhow, I've been posting videos nonetheless on a weekly basis. I guess you've been watching that. And also, I took the opportunity that we spent a few days in Medellin, and I made a couple videos for Mike's World. Those videos are going to be posted in a few weeks. So remember to subscribe and click the bell button in order to get the notifications whenever these videos are posted and also whenever we are going live. Before we start our class for tonight, which is introducing yourself in Spanish, how to speak about yourself in Spanish. Before we do that, I would like to share an experience that I had just a few days before we went on vacation. And this is something that happened to me. It never happened to me before. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much, Serena. We're doing our best in order to keep this stuff and contents available for you guys. If you are interested in gaming, Serena has a channel on YouTube. It is called, you can find that youtube.com/at adventures with Red. Adventures with Red. And she's got awesome stuff there. Nice contents. She also goes live every now and then. So make sure you're going to check her channel, like and subscribe. So I was telling you guys that I had a very interesting experience a couple days before I went on vacation, and it was that I do have some students. We do online classes one-on-one, and I had this student that we've been struggling for the past few weeks because he was having issues with the contents, with the subjects, and I wasn't sure what was happening. After the other thing was that we only had classes like every 10 days, so there was no way for me to be able to keep track on his progress. But nonetheless, the last time that we had class, I was so frustrated because I thought there was something that I was doing bad, and pretty much it was because the thing that I did wrong was that I wasn't able to recognize that he had some reading issues. So he had some reading issues, some dyslexia, I think that's the name in English. And because of that, the stuff that I was giving him for study, he was struggling with that. But when we started focusing our classes just on conversational things and mostly speech, things went so good. So I realized that sometimes we just forget about people who might have some disadvantages or limitations when it comes to learning or communication. And we think that perhaps they are not good students, but it's not that they're not good students, but we are not good enough teachers. So this kept me thinking about how should I try also and focus some of our classes in order to help also enrich that kind of people. And this class tonight, I hope it's going to be kind of something that is going to be helpful and useful for all of you. This is something very basic, which is introductions. Introducing yourself is something basic in any language, and we're going to try and do that. And because of that, I think it's going to be a short class, but nonetheless, I hope it's going to be an useful and interesting class for all of you guys there. And hopefully after this, where you are going to be able to at least introduce yourself in Spanish in any situation, the basic introduction, and not just by learning that by heart, but understanding the mechanics of the introduction and being able to create your own introductions and stuff like that, and understand also when people is introducing themselves. And before we start, remember, if you like this video, you know what to do. Please share with your friends, groups, social media, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Click the bell button in order to get notifications, because we are posting videos on a weekly basis. We post videos every week, new videos, and we are going live too. Remember, if you are a subscriber, you're going to be able to participate during the chat, during the live classes. And I also want to thank all of the people who have become members. I really appreciate that for the support you are showing to your to our channel. So thank you very much. And let's start with our class tonight. So an introduction. Introductions are very basic. And why is this? Because when we introduce ourselves, we use basic sentences, and most of the sentences are in simple present tense. So this is very basic and very easy. When we think about introductions, we can think about the script or a guide in order to think, okay, I can use this and that during the introduction. So I have this, let me move this down here for a moment. I have this like basic steps for an introduction, and this should be work in any language. So when I'm going to introduce myself, when we are going to introduce ourselves, we basically first greet the people. We say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, of course. Then we introduce ourselves by saying our name. I'm Mike. My name is Mike, right? Usually we say our age. I'm 53 years old. Then we follow saying where we live or where are we from. In this case, I live in Colombia. I'm from Colombia. I hail from Colombia. I am from Colombia. Or I live in New York. I live in Cali. I live in Cartago. I live in Bogota. Whatever sort of information that we want to give. Then usually we can talk about who we live with. So I live with my wife. I live with my family. I have a family. I start talking about personal relationships or family, of course. Sorry. So I can say I live with my mom and my brothers, or I live with my siblings. I'm the youngest brother. I have two brothers, or I have a sister and a brother, or I live with my wife. I have two kids, whatever. So I go with information about who I live with or my personal relationships. Usually I can do that. Remember, this is just a guide. This is like a script, a basic script. But of course, you can adapt this information to whatever information you want to give whenever you are introducing yourself. I'm sorry. Then we go usually talking about pets. You can say, yeah, you do have pets then? You can talk about your pets. I have a dog. Her name is Antonia. I used to have two dogs, but one of them passed away. So I have one dog. Her name is Antonia, blah, blah, blah. Remember, I'm doing this in English, of course, because I want to give you the idea, the explanation how this works. But now we're going to move into Spanish and we are going to learn how we do this, right? Then we talk about jobs or occupation. So I can say, I'm an electronic engineer. I work as a freelancer. I'm a webmaster. I'm a teacher. I'm an English and Spanish teacher. I teach at the university. I teach in a school. I teach online. I have classes online. Whatever information I need to go to do about my job or occupation, but I want to give away, right? Then I can talk about my likes or hobbies. So I like music. I play the guitar myself. I'm some kind of a musician. I also practice martial arts. I like Japanese culture and I practice traditional Japanese arts, this and that. And I can also close talking about my a description of my personality, traits of mine. So I can say I'm a laid back person, or I'm a shy person, or I'm an outspoken person, this and that. So in this way, I'm giving information about myself with a very basic introduction in Spanish. Now, of course, I'm just telling you what information you can or you want to give. This, of course, and as I told you before, this is just basically a guide for you. You can change, you can add things, you can remove stuff from here. Perhaps you say, no, I don't want to talk about my personal life. I don't want to talk about my personality, whatever. It's up to you, but this is just a guideline for you. And of course, we're going to start with the basic greeting. I have a video about basic greetings in Spanish, and we're going now with hello, right? Hello in Spanish is hola. Hola, you can practice that. Hola. Hola, that's hello. This is a very basic, the most basic greeting in Spanish. Hola. Sometimes we say, hola, ¿qué tal? Hi, what's up? Hi, how are you? Something like that. Hola, ¿qué tal? We can use that as a basic greeting. Hola, ¿qué tal? Hola, ¿cómo están? Hi, how are you? Hola, ¿qué tal? Remember, try and repeat. Hola, ¿qué tal? Hola, ¿cómo están? Or see if I'm talking to several people, or hola, ¿cómo estás? If I'm talking to one other people, right? Hola, I can say good morning. And if you've seen my videos, you already know how to say good morning in Spanish. Good morning in Spanish is buenos días. Hola, buenos días. Hola, buenos días. Hi, good morning. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Buenos días, ¿cómo estás? Hi, how are you? Good morning, how are you? Hola, hi, good morning, buenos días. How are you? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? ¿Cómo están? Right? How about if it's in the afternoon? So I say, good afternoon. Hi, good afternoon. Hola, buenas tardes. Hi, good afternoon. Hola, buenas tardes. Remember that for us, we have good evening and good night in English, but in Spanish, we use buenas noches, both for good evening and good night. Right? So we say buenas noches when we get somewhere and we want to greet people after basically 6 p.m., which is when the sun sets. Right? So we go, hola, hi, good morning, buenos días, good afternoon, buenas tardes, or good evening, buenas noches. Remember, as I told you before, and if you have seen the other videos about basic greetings, in Spanish, we say good evening, buenas noches. Good night, buenas noches. Meaning that we use buenas noches for both saying hi and saying goodbye after 6 p.m. So we have the basic greeting already. A very basic greeting. Hola, buenos días, ¿cómo están? Hi, good morning, how are you? For more than two people. For two or more. Hola, buenos días, ¿cómo están? Hi, good morning, how are you? Hola, buenas tardes, ¿cómo están? Hi, good afternoon, how are you? Hola, buenas noches, ¿cómo están? Hi, good evening, how are you? For two or more people. Now, if it's one people, I'm introducing to one people, I can say, hola, buenos días, ¿cómo estás? Hi, good morning, how are you? Hola, buenos días, ¿cómo estás? Hola, buenas tardes, ¿cómo estás? Hi, good afternoon, how are you? For one people, I'm one person, I'm talking to one person only. Or, hola, buenas noches, ¿cómo estás? Hi, good evening, how are you? And with this, we have covered the basic greeting. That's so basic, it's so easy. Remember, this video, although is a very a live streaming class, you can later, once we finish this class, or if you're watching this video after this broadcasting has finished, you can pause, return, go back to wherever you need to go back and repeat as many times as you need and mirror the presentation in order to get a hold on this, to get a grasp on this. All right, I think I said get a hold and that's wrong, but anyhow, you know what I mean, right? So we covered step one, which is basic greeting. Now we have where our introduction, our name. First of all, we can say, I'm Mike, my name is Mike, right? In English, I can say that. Good morning, hi everybody, good morning, my name is Mike, right? So, or I can say, I'm Mike. I'm not gonna say this is Mike unless I'm speaking on the phone, right? But nonetheless, I'm introducing myself to somebody or some people, and I'm gonna say my name. I'm Mike. Soy Mike. I'm Mike. Soy Mike. Hi. Good morning. I'm Mike. Hola, buenos días, soy Mike. Hi, good afternoon, I'm Mike. Hola, buenas tardes, soy Mike. Hi, good evening, I'm Mike. Hola, buenas noches, soy Mike. I'm Mike, soy Mike. Or I can say, my name is Mike. Me llamo Mike. Me llamo Mike. Literally translated as I'm called Mike, right? But we don't say that in English. I just say my name is Mike. So I can say my name is Mike, saying in Spanish, me llamo Mike, or mi nombre es Mike. When we say mi nombre es Mike, that tends to be kind of formal. So if we are in a very, basically a more relaxed situation, we rather say, me llamo Mike. My name is Mike. Mi nombre es Mike. So we have three different ways of saying our names. We say, I'm Mike. Soy Mike. Soy Mike. Remember, I can say yo soy Mike, or I can say soy Mike. Most of the cases, we just disregard the subject, the pronoun. We don't say yo soy Mike. We just say soy Mike. We can say yo soy Mike. It's the same, but mostly we say soy Mike. Hi, I'm Mike. Hola, soy Mike. I'm Mike. Soy Mike. My name is Mike. Me llamo Mike. My name is Mike. Me llamo Mike. My name is Mike. Me llamo Mike. My name is Mike. Mi nombre es Mike. Mi nombre es Mike. So we have basic reading and the basic introduction saying our name, right? Hola, buenos días, ¿cómo están? Hola, buenas tardes, ¿cómo están? Hola, buenas noches, ¿cómo están? Soy Mike. Me llamo Mike. Mi nombre es Mike. Remember, this is a matter of repetition, practicing with your names, of course, trying to talk to a mirror, mirroring the sounds. This is basically the way we're getting the skills, right? Okay, so we say our name and now we are stating our age. It's a part of this. I mean, this this script that I created here. Age in English, we say I'm 53 years old, or I can say I'm 53, right? That's how I learned in English. Remember, English is not my. You can tell that English is not my language tongue. I'm not a native speaker of English. I am a native speaker of Spanish native speaker, but I've been studying and learning. I love English, and now I'm using English in order to be able to teach Spanish to you guys. So in English, when we are telling our age, we say I'm 53 years old, or in my case, I'm 53. Two ways, right? In Spanish, the literal translation for this would be I am 53 years old. 53 años viejo. That would be the literal translation. But that doesn't work for us in Spanish. It sounds weird. It doesn't sound natural, and that's not the way we state our age in Spanish. In Spanish, we say tengo. Tengo. Like I have. Yo tengo. Tengo. And remember, we skip the pronoun because in Spanish, the conjugation of the verbs mostly, in most of the cases, state the pronoun. In the case of to be, I am, yo soy, and when we say in Spanish, tengo, yo tengo. Remember, when I say I'm 53, the literal translation is yo soy 53. But that's not the way we say that in Spanish. In Spanish, regarding of the country, regardless of the country, regardless of the country, it doesn't matter if it's Spanish from Spain, it doesn't matter if it's Spanish from Mexico, if it's from Colombia, from Ecuador, it doesn't matter. When we state our age, we say tengo, tengo, and the age. Tengo 53 años. Tengo 53 años. Sometimes we can go further and say, tengo 53 años de edad. So if I say, tengo 53 años, that's pretty much when we say, I'm 53. Tengo 53. And when we say, I'm 53 years old, it's pretty much like saying, tengo 53 años de edad. So remember, for this, you need to know your numbers in Spanish. And numbers in Spanish are basic. I do have the video. Remember, check the video. I have the video. Look for my video about numbers in Spanish. Mastering numbers. It's easy. It's not hard at all. It requires practice. So we have the basic reading, the introduction with our name and our age. And remember, this is basically something that is simple present tenses, sentences, simple present tense sentences. Sentences in the simple present tense. Yo soy, yo estoy, yo tengo, yo hago, blah, blah, blah. Everything in the simple present tense, so it's so easy. When it comes to introductions, the only sentence, and this is also for English, the only sentence that is not in the simple present tense is I was born. I was born. You can say that, right? In the introduction. I don't have that as a part of the script, but you can use it nonetheless. And in Spanish, I was born is yo nací. I was born. Yo nací. And this is simple past. But if you want to add that, yo nací, in my case, yo nací en Colombia. I was born in Colombia. Yo nací en 1970. I was born in 1970. Okay? So that would be the only sentence that we do not say using the simple present tense. The rest of the sentences are always in the simple present tense. And remember, because of that, I didn't leave that line here as part of the script. So the next, where you live, you're going to say where you live. We say I live in, right? In English, I live in New York, I live in Colombia, I live in blah blah blah. I live in Spanish is vivo en, or yo vivo en. Remember, mostly we just disregard, skip the subject, because in Spanish the verb conjugation already states who is the subject, who is conjugating that verb. Most of the cases, that's how it works. So we say vivo en, my case, vivo en Colombia, I live in Colombia. Vivo en España, I live in Spain. Vivo en Cali, I live in Cali. Vivo en Bogotá, I live in Bogotá. Vivo en New York, I live in New York. That's where I live, not necessarily where I am from, right? If I want to add that here, I live in New York, but I'm from Colombia. I live in New York. Vivo en Nueva York. I live in New York. I don't live in New York. This is just an example. I live in New York. Vivo en Nueva York. Pero, I'm from Colombia. Soy de Colombia. I'm from Colombia. Soy de Colombia. When we say where we are from, I'm from Colombia, we say soy de Colombia. But I can also say I come from Colombia, right? When we are introducing ourselves, I can say, hey, I'm Mike. I live in New York, but I'm from Colombia, or but I come from Colombia, right? Okay. If we want to say where we come from, because we're from another city, another state, another country, whatever, not another planet, maybe. We're going to say vengo de, I come from, vengo de, I come from Colombia, vengo de Colombia. I live in New York, vivo en Nueva York. Vivo, I live in New York, vivo en Nueva York. Pero I am from Colombia. Yo soy de Colombia. I come from Colombia. Yo vengo de Colombia. I hail from Colombia. Vengo de Colombia. So we have I live in, vivo en Cartago, vivo en Cali, vivo en Bogotá, vivo en Pereira. I live in. I am from, yo soy de. I'm from Colombia, I'm from Medellin, I'm from the United States, I'm from Japan, I'm from Australia. Vengo de, I come from Colombia, vengo de Colombia. I come from Cali, vengo de Cali. So with this, you just fill the blanks with your information. Now, here I'm saying who you live with. In my case, I live with my wife, right? And once again, I don't have to use the pronoun. So I say vivo con. So now here I want to write something. Vivo con, right? I live with. Me, my. If it's singular, mis. If it's plural, my. I live with my brothers. Vivo con mis hermanos. I live with my brothers. Plural, I use mis. But if I say I live with my wife, I live with my wife. Singular, I use me. Me, singular, I mean, me, singular, miss, plural. Mi esposa, my wife. I live with my wife. I live with my wife, singular. Vivo con mi esposa. I live with my brothers or my siblings. Vivo con mis hermanos. So in this case, vivo con would be the word, the sentence that you're going to use if it's singular, if you live with one person, or mis if you live with several people, with more than two persons. And here you're going to need to improve your and enhance your vocabulary, because of course you have to learn how to say hermano, hermana, amigo, amiga, novio, novia, hijo, hija, primo, prima, tío, tía, tíos. You need to improve your vocabulary about relationships. Family, most likely. And sometimes I can say vivo solo. I live alone. Vivo solo. I live alone. So with this, I have, if I live alone, vivo solo. Or if I live with one person, vivo con mi amigo, vivo con mi compañero de cuarto, vivo con mi esposa, vivo con mi esposo, vivo con mi hermano, vivo con mi papá, vivo con mi mamá, whatever. Remember, we need vocabulary. And vivo con mis, if it's more than two. Con mis hermanos, con mis hermanas, con mis tíos, con mis tías, and so on. Of course, I can state personal relationships or family. So this is when I come and say, I have a brother. Tengo un hermano. Tengo. Upale. Tengo. I have 3 sisters. Tengo 3 hermanas. I have 2 kids. Tengo 2 hijos. I have a big family. Tengo una gran familia. So vivo solo, vivo con mi, vivo con mis, or tengo. And that's how you state who you live with and say about, tell about personal relationships or family. You can also talk about pets. In the case of mine, in my case, I say tengo. Tengo. I have a dog. Tengo una perrita. When we talk in Spanish, we usually say ito, ita, like that's some sort of handling terms of endearment. Endearment? Yeah, terms of endearment. We say tengo una perrita. I have a little dog. Tengo una perrita. It can be a huge dog, but I say una perrita because I love my perrita. Tengo una perrita, right? Tengo una perrita. And I can start saying, her name is, su nombre es. The same thing with, I have a wife, I live with my wife, her name is, vivo con mi esposa, su nombre es. In the case of my name is, mi nombre es, right? Me llamo, o se llama. I can say that, su nombre es, her name is Antonia, right? I can talk about pets, and then I'm gonna need vocabulary, animal vocabulary. Fish, snake, turtle or tortoise. I'm sorry. I was thinking French. Tortoise, right? Tortoise. You can correct me. Turtle. Turtle is the sea one, and tortoise is the land one, I think, or it's the other way. Anyhow, I have a ferret. I have a parrot. I have a fish. I have a dog. I have a hamster. So we need to know our animals. Perro, perra, peces, culebra, tortuga, and so on. So learn your animals and then practice. Tengo una, tengo un, right? Turtle. Okay, thank you, Serena. Thank you for being here always. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Okay. Now, we're going to state our job or occupation. So in English we say, I'm an electronic engineer, I'm a teacher, and so on. In Spanish, when we say in English, I am a teacher, in Spanish, we say soy, which is I am, but we always skip the article, soy, and we go straight to the profession or the title. Soy profesor or profesora. If I was a woman, right? I'm a teacher. So we always say soy, and straight after soy, we say the. Okay, right. Okay, thank you very much. I had those guys confused and mixed up. I knew there was a difference, but I wasn't sure which one was which one. It's something like when you say a seal and a sea lion. It's like, which one is which one? Okay, anyhow, thank you very much, Serena. I have my phone here, so I need to keep on watching the chat because I want to, if somebody has a question, so and so. So we're talking about job or occupation. So I say, soy profesor, soy ingeniero, soy maestro, soy doctor, soy médico, soy enfermero. So we need to learn our professions. But the basic is soy, a very basic sentence. Soy profesor. Sometimes we say, I work as a teacher. Same stuff. Trabajo, we just skipped the pronoun. Trabajo como, as. We go straight to the profession. Trabajo como profesor. We don't say trabajo como un profesor. No, we just say trabajo como profesor. So I can say trabajo como profesor, trabajo como ingeniero, trabajo como médico, trabajo como panadero, trabajo como bla, 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 bla. Soy panadero, soy profesor, trabajo como profesor, trabajo como panadero. We can use either soy or trabajo como, because that's my job. If I work as a teacher and so on. And remember, the same way you need to learn your relatives and learn your numbers, you need to learn your animals, and you need to learn your professions, occupations. You need to improve your vocabulary, right? And this is a good practice for that because, how do I say? Okay, yeah, I'm, let's say I'm a nurse, but how do I say nurse in Spanish? Oh, enfermero, enfermera. Okay, now I learned that. And we already have our job or occupation. I can also say trabajo en. I work at a bank. Trabajo en el banco. I work at a bank, or en un banco in this case. En un banco, because it's a bank. Trabajo en un banco. I work at a bank. Trabajo en un banco. So I can say soy, profession, occupation. I can say I work as, trabajo como, occupation. Or I can say I work at, trabajo en un banco, una escuela, un edificio, la oficina, this and that. And we covered jobs or occupation. Now we go with likes and hobbies. With likes and hobbies. So I say I like music. Me gusta. Remember, we've seen that. If you missed, we have a video in which we go with conjugation of regular verbs. One of those is gustar. Check out the video. It's very helpful and useful. Me gusta la música. I like sports. Me gustan los deportes. Me gusta singular. Me gusta singular, and that I explained that in that video. Me gustan los deportes. So Singular, me gusta. Plural, me gustan. I like sports. I like music. I like this and that. And I already covered that. Likes and hobbies. Me gusta pescar. I like fishing. Or I like to fish. Me gusta caminar por las tardes. I like to walk in the afternoons. Me gustan los perros. I like dogs. Me gusta leer. I like to read or I like reading. And so on. So it's not hard. And last but not least, we're going to talk about description of our personality. And for that, I say, I am, soy. Soy tranquilo, I am calm. Soy amable, I'm kind. Soy tímido, I'm shy. Soy extrovertido, I'm outspoken. I can use that if I say that. But also, I can say, I'm a blah, blah, blah person. I'm a quiet person. I'm an active person. I'm an interesting person. So we say, soy una persona, and then my adjective. And once again, we need adjectives. We need adjectives. And this is how you introduce yourself in Spanish. It's so easy because, once again, we just use simple present tense sentences. Sentences in the simple present tense. Of course, we need to know our numbers. We need to know relatives, vocabulary about relatives in Spanish. Family, of course, right? Family relationships. We need to know our animals. Vocabulary about pets. Vocabulary for job occupations, hobbies, and descriptions of our character or personality. And this is a great exercise for improving and enhancing your vocabulary, of course, because the basic is so basic. The foundations are so basic. Vivo, soy, me llamo, tengo. It's so basic. So I have here an introduction of mine. It's in English, but then I'm going to say this in Spanish line by line. And I would like you to pay attention to this. Then try to mirror. It doesn't matter if it's this information and this is not about you. Don't worry, just to practice, get the pronunciation right. And then you can try and do the same with your personal information for yourself or for somebody else in Spanish, of course, because this is what we are practicing. So let's go and let's start with let me ver. Hola, buenos días. Buenas tardes, buenas noches. Mi nombre es Miguel. Me llamo Miguel. Soy Miguel. Tengo 53 años. Tengo 53 años de edad. Vivo en Colombia. Soy de Colombia. Vengo de Colombia. Vivo con mi esposa. Tengo una mascota. Ella es una perrita. Su nombre es Antonia. Trabajo como independiente. Soy ingeniero electrónico. Soy webmaster. También trabajo como diseñador gráfico de audio y de video. Y soy profesor de inglés. And now from Spanish. Y de español. Me gustan diferentes tipos de música. También soy músico y toco la guitarra. Practico artes marciales japonesas. Me gusta ir al cine con mi esposa y mis amigos. Me gusta salir con mi esposa. Me encanta pasar tiempo de calidad con mis amigos y parientes. Y me gustan los lugares tranquilos. Soy una persona muy tranquila. So as you can see, the only three things that perhaps we didn't say in this was things that I like going, I love going, but nonetheless, this is part of the things that I like to do. Me gusta, me encanta, right? Likes and hobbies. And this is how you introduce yourself in Spanish. So remember, this is a class of introducing ourselves, right? Very basic. And what's the deal now? The deal now is, oh, vale, sorry for that. The deal now is you need to start practicing based on this. This is a very basic. This is easy. This is easy. And the only the only hard part of this basically is to learn vocabulary. And we have Google, right? We have apps for doing this. Give me a second. I need to charge my laptop. Okay. So we need to learn vocabulary, and start practicing. Remember, once this live class is over, you can go back and repeat this as many times as you need. This is basic. And we are conjugating verbs in the simple present tense. The verbs that we most use during these introductions are soy, vivo, me llamo, trabajo, me gusta, and that's it. All of the different combinations of this with different words, this is basically the verbs. These are basically the verbs that we use for, hey, Judy, welcome here. Hola desde Colombia. Thank you for being here. Hope you like this class. So give me a second. I need to change this real quick. Okay, this. Okay. So this is basically it. I hope this is going to be useful for you. I tried not to write that much. I just used the text for some as a very basic help or for the class itself. But this is something that you can practice basically without having to read, right? Just repeat the video, go to every part and try to repeat. Some people complain about me teaching Spanish in English, but remember, I'm thinking that most of you are not in a high level, advanced level. And even though you were, the idea is for you to understand the foundations and basis the best way you can, and then we can practice Spanish. How? Mirroring, repeating, associating, exposing ourselves. We need a lot of exposure to the language. And also remember, I do have some other videos in which I go full Spanish, Colombian Spanish, for you to practice your listening comprehension skills. So if you have questions, I'm going to start saying goodbye. And if you have questions, please leave the questions in the chat. Once again, thank you very much for all of you guys who are here during the live class. I really appreciate that. Special thanks to my friend Serena. You're the best. You're always here. I really appreciate that. Remember, for those of you who are interested maybe in gaming, I'm going to write that here in the chat. Her channel, you can find her youtube.com/@adventures with Dread. For gaming, she's got an amazing channel. She's going live every now and then. Interesting, a lot of things. And if you want to go there, remember also I do have a channel in which I teach English to Spanish speakers, and I go full Spanish there. Maybe you want to practice too, and you can find me at, let me share that with you, youtube.com/. /at, whoa, at Inglés Fácil con Mike. Inglés Fácil con Mike. You can find me there too. And I'm back here again after a short period of vacation. I had visitors from abroad. That sounded weird. But nonetheless, I've been posting videos every week. I have a lot of stuff here for you, for your learning pleasure, and hope you're going to be able to take full advantage of this. This is a process that I really enjoy. I really love this. I really love sharing things that I know, helping people to get to learn the language. I love practicing English too, because with this I'm practicing. Yeah, so Judy, te recomiendo, Judy, tengo el podcast que está en español, el podcast son charlas en español. Mira los videos de Colombian Slang, in which también hablo en español mucho allí, y también busca los videos de Mike's World, en los que hablo en español y están subtítulos en español, para que practiques mucho. And I'm going to be teaching also stuff in English and doing the stuff in Spanish. So I really hope you like this. And of course, if you like the video, you know what to do. Please share with your friends, groups, social media. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, click the bell button in order to get notifications. Remember, I'm posting on videos on a weekly basis, and also I go live pretty much once a week. This is the batch of the 100,000 subscribers from my English channel, and right now we passed the 6,000 subscribers here in Spanish with Mike. Looking forward to get one of these for this channel too, and this is thanks to you guys. I really appreciate your help. I see you don't have any questions. Judy, welcome to the channel. Looking forward to seeing you here a lot. And if you want, send me a message to info@miguelpenilla.com. Let me write. Send me a message and we can talk about some stuff. info@miguelpenilla.com. Whenever you can, send me a message. Welcome to the channel. Once again, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the support. And I think we're gonna end this class. We can call it a day. This is a wrap. And looking forward to seeing you in the next classes. Muchas gracias a todos. Un abrazo desde Colombia. Vemos. Espero que les haya servido y que les haya gustado. Bye bye.